You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. The pressure continues on corporations to take a stand against the Republicans' voter suppression law in Georgia. A lot of pressure being placed on Home Depot. Arthur Blank, of course, made his billions from Home Depot, owns the Atlanta Falcons. He's now decided to open his mouth. Now, this is a statement from the Atlanta Falcons website. Go to my computer, please. Thank you. Statement from Arthur Blank on Georgia voting rights. This is what it says. The following is a statement from Arthur M. Blank, Atlanta Falcons owner and chairman on Georgia voting rights. Every voice and every vote matters and should be heard through our democratic process in Georgia. The right to vote is simply sacred. We should be working to make voting easier, not harder, for every eligible citizen. To that end, AMBSE leadership, along with our nonprofit partners, conveyed that ideal directly to state officials in recent weeks. Our Businesses and Family Foundation will continue to actively support efforts that advance voting access for the citizens of Georgia and across the nation. To run, it would have been nice to have seen this 3 weeks ago. It would have been nice to have seen this before it passed the House, before it passed the Senate, before it got signed by the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp.
Well, you know, it's a very political statement. And when I say it's a political statement, I mean it says a lot. It sounds like it says a lot without really saying anything. Corporations in Georgia have to walk a very fine line here because there's this image of what Atlanta is. And I tell people all the time, you have Atlanta, which is where I'm based, and then you have Georgia. The state of Georgia is run by Georgia. Atlanta is sort of like this enclave of black entrepreneurship and black progress that really has to figure out how it's going to work with the state. What you're seeing with a lot of these corporations, they're really just playing the middle and sitting on the fence until something gets so outrageous that they can't say anything anymore. And unfortunately, that's sort of a historic thing that happens in this area. You have corporations who may make a statement of saying, we're against Jim Crow, but we won't take any definite steps to really kind of like alleviate that. We're against voter suppression, but we won't take any immediate steps to say anything about that, to move policy with our dollars. What you're seeing, Arthur Blank's statement, is just basically a continuation of that sort of thing. You have a lot of corporations really are concerned about their bottom line. They're not concerned about their moral responsibilities. And I think this case and I think this legislation is going to put a lot more corporations who are based in Georgia, from the film industry to Coca-Cola to all these places they call Georgia home. It's going to make them have to have a come to Jesus meeting, so to speak, about what they really stand for outside of profit. The only way you can really move that is if you make it too uncomfortable for them financially to ignore it. And I think that's what's going to have to happen here.
Mustafa, too little, too late?
It's not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. He was silent for a long time. So, yeah, too late.
Kelly?
It is too late, but the issue here is, again, this goes back to what we were talking about, even with the Black C-suite leaders, the fact that we need to support them in making decisions that are actually beneficial to us. So that cost-benefit analysis of self-preservation and whether, you know, if money is more important or a more stable choice to make. If these corporations actually felt the power of our purse strings and were convinced that if they didn't make a statement earlier, then we would be pulling our monies back from their corporations and their businesses, then I feel like we would have had a statement earlier before the governor signed this bill. So we need to really think about how we spend our dollars, how we hold these C-suite people accountable before we basically say too little, too late. Because if we are proactive in making sure that our causes are heard and that we actually put our money where our mouth is when our causes are heard, then we won't have situations like this.
Well, again, it's like, okay, I mean, thanks for the statement, but, you know,
Right.
I'm just saying, like now, I mean, the whole point is for you to say this before it happens. That's the whole point. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.